As always, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. Alrighty, so we're going to be doing the weekly collective message. The weekly collective message. And as I'm laughing, it's because as I was sitting down to meditate for your reading, the song Too Good at Goodbye by Sam Smith, and I'll write it down, came up. And you're dealing with a situation this week that, whether this is a person or whether this is like a repetitive behavior, right? There is this energy of dealing with an individual that has taught you how to walk away from them, how that has taught you how to disconnect, whether it is like emotionally or like for some of you this is financially. Again, there's someone with their behavior, with their patterns, that they taught you how to be okay every time that they disappear, every time that they walk away from your life. Someone may have been using finances or something of that matter to try to hold it, excuse me, over your head, to try to keep you in. I keep on hearing this word, they keep on hearing the word submissive, right? Somebody wanted to keep you in a position where they felt that they could control you through finances or something of that matter. And what this person didn't realize is that the moment that they showed that this was your end game, right? That this was your plan. And again, this can be, for a lot of you, this is going to be within a romantic connection. For others of you, this could just be your job or something of that matter. Somebody that felt they had control over you because they had control of your finances, right? Or something of that matter, some type of security. And when this person started to show their true nature or what was really behind their motivation to either helping you or to either being there for you, etc., when you notice the truth behind this, you started to make plans. You started working on what life is going to be like once you decide to cut this person completely off. There was some hesitation here about not cutting somebody completely off 100%. Again, whether it was because you felt that you still had a cycle that you needed to go through with this person or with the situation, right? So like if we're thinking about it like from a practical from a practical point of view, right? Like, if you know that your time has ended within a certain career or a certain job, you're not just going to quit and knowing that you have bills or etc. to pay, right? You're going to make an exit plan, right? Whether it is getting into another career, whether that's going back to school or looking for another job or whatever it is, right? And that is kind of like I'm picking up here someone's continuous behavior of how they had certain control over you in some type of way has allowed you to plan and make an exit, an exit plan or an exit game, so that when you cut this person or this individual out completely out of your life, there is no going back. And there's also like there isn't going to be this space for this person to try to slither their way back in. Ooh, okay. So let's go ahead and let's see. For those of you that this is in regards to relationship, right, a romantic relationship, this may be somebody that you have been in an on and off type of relationship with, or this is somebody that you've been dating, but they seem to go like they seem to have these times or these moments when they go hot and cold with you. So there hasn't really been much consistency in the relationship between the two of you. Now I don't want you to confuse that, because depending how long you've been with a person, there's always kind of like these, for some people anyways, there are moments when either one of you are evolving or growing, where there may seem to be like this dry spell within a relationship, right? Or it may seem like a connection is not as strong as it was, or etc. That's usually a phase that usually happens when either both of you or one of you is evolving in some type of way, whether it is spiritually or mentally or emotionally or whatever, right? And then once you finish that process or whatever, the relationship goes right back on track, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like somebody that is intentionally keeping you in a space of like a hot and cold energy, right? Like they like to keep you in a space where you're constantly guessing. And again, if this is not in regards to love and this is at work, it's like that boss that is always promising that raise or that promotion, it never comes, right? There's always an excuse as to why somebody else gets a promotion over you, why somebody else got the partnership over you, etc. They know that even though they know like that you're the best candidate or whatever, they still continue to overlook you within a space. And for a lot of you guys is this overlooking the space that this person has had you for a long time, of like overlooking you, overlooking you and taking you for granted, has given you the space, let's put it this way, to come up with an exit plan, excuse me, I don't know why is it coming up that way, so that once again, like I said earlier, once you walk away from this, there is no turning back. So whether this is romantic or just a work situation, once you walk away from this, there is no going back to the space. So we have the Knight of Coins, the Six of Swords in the reverse. These cards are flying out, so just bear with me. We have the King of Coins. The situation was definitely keeping you, and we have the Justice in the reverse. We have this situation was definitely keeping you in a place of confinement, is what I'm picking up. It was there is this word, like, like certain things, sometimes certain things come up like words, and I'm like, seriously, you want me to use those words? But that's what it feels like. It's like there was an energetic, like there wasn't a hostage of energy here. Somebody was, again, through their manipulation of either keeping you stuck in a certain status at work or in a certain status in a relationship or whatever it was, kept you hostage, where you were not allowing yourself to grow, you weren't allowing yourself to take risk. And while you were in the space, spirit was constantly like, it feels like, spirit was showing you, your spirit was showing you, was nagging at you like, hey, can you see what this is doing? Like, can you actually see what this person is doing? Can you at least sense it if you can't freaking see it? Because you really shouldn't be this blind to it, right? And again, I'm not saying that to be judgmental, but when we are in the midst of situations, sometimes it is hard for us to see someone's true colors, right? To see someone's true motive behind something, right? Because we're in the midst of it. And sometimes when somebody that is observing, or somebody that is outside of the situation, just takes a glance at it and they're like, "Oh no, you didn't see that, right?" And it almost feels like that's what your spirit kept on telling you, like something was off, something, whether it was like the way that this person was always expressing, the way that this person was always talking, or something, like they gave their true intentions of the situation with you from the get-go, but some of you just chose to ignore that until something blew in your face. And how did this blew in your face? Either A, you were passed for a promotion and it was given to somebody else, or B, somebody refuses to have some type of commitment with you. Somebody's refusing to have some type of commitment with you. And it's like, seriously, dude, like we've been seeing where this is going for like the past 2 years. For the past year, it's like, nah, like either we figure it out now or we each go our separate ways. And I feel that that's what a lot of you guys are doing. You're like, you know what, moving forward, this is, and again, when you have a certain boundaries when it comes to things, you do not have to share it with the other person. And I know that I'm going to get a lot of backlash for that, but it is the truth. Your boundaries are for you. You set your boundaries. You know what you allow, what you don't allow. You don't have to constantly be telling people like, oh, these are my boundaries, these are my boundaries. No, baby, because then you're training people, right? So in a way that they try to see how much they can actually get away with, right? And it's like, if I have a boundary that, okay, I'm not going to connect, or I'm not going to allow people to talk to me this way or treat me this way, this and this and that, it is what it is. If I come across somebody that treats me that way, I'm cutting them off completely. Because, hey, sweetie, you should have not been on my radar to begin with, because energetically that's not what I'm aligned with, right? And a lot of the times we get lost in the space where we feel that we have to over explain like our boundaries, we have to over explain ourselves to people. And that time has ended, that time has passed. Now you have to choose, again, with this song, Too Good at Goodbye. You've been through this training already, right? You already know how to say goodbye, you already know how to walk away from situations. So I need you to do that now. I need you to do it with your head held high. And to be honest with you, whoever's going to be in their feelings about it, sorry, babe, that sounds like a you problem. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and let's see, what is the closing message for the collective? What is the closing message for the weekly collective? What is the closing message? Ooh. Number 11, in perfect harmony. This is how we're ending the reading, right? We're ending it in a space where you, by you being true to yourself, well, by you being truthful to who you are, to while you slow down, please, okay? I'm gonna get it out there. By you being truthful to yourself, by you honoring the boundaries that you set for your life, by you showing up for yourself, everything gets into alignment. Everything gets into alignment. And if you're wondering if you are in alignment or not, see where it is that your life is at. Right now, when we talk about being in alignment, it doesn't mean that everything just flows. It doesn't mean that there is no challenges, because there are still challenges, right? But we start to realize that our perspective towards those challenges begin to change, right? So I say, like, I don't I when I go what people would consider challenges, I look them as an invitation to learn, as an invitation to grow. If something is coming up for me, even if it's something that I haven't dealt with for like a year or 2 years or whatever, and something comes up and I'm like, oh wait, why is this coming up? What is in that space that I haven't addressed? What is in that space that I haven't paid attention to? What is in that space that I may have suppressed, et cetera, et cetera? And again, for a lot of you, you're coming into that space where you're starting to live your life in harmony, right? So you're starting to get into alignment with all of the things that you are wanting for yourself, because you are choosing to honor yourself. You're choosing to honor your boundaries, and you're choosing you for the first time, to be honest with you. It's like you're no longer going to apologize for being yourself. You're no longer going to apologize for showing up exactly as you are. And I love that. Oh, that is all that I have. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all.